Amanda Palmer, and we've got just 48 hours to get under the skin of the oldest capital in the Middle East. We're in the Syrian capital, Damascus. The US branded this part of the axis of evil. On this 48, we meet the foreign students who haven't been scared off and the new investors. But we also visit the war refugees who fled here and the musicians expressing themselves the Western way. We're starting in the old town, which is the soul of Damascus, but I've also been told to prepare for the hustle and bustle. Hey, you. Hi. Hey.
Hi.
They don't kiss in Syria, do they?
They do.
They do? Okay. Nice to see you. This 25-year-old part-time student and filmmaker had volunteered to show me the world's oldest continually inhabited city. So you live in the old town. What's that like?
Yeah, I love the old part of Damascus. Actually, Damascus started from this part and then it grew out of the wall.
The Romans built those walls and many empires and religions have risen and fallen here.
This is Souk Hamidiyeh, and you can see that it's covered by the ceiling, and these halls you see, it's from the Syrian Revolution. They used to fight here.
This souk was built during the Ottoman Empire. Before that, Arabs had converted the city to Islam, although Christianity still has a presence. So who lives here?
Well, actually, the real Damascenes still living inside the old part of the town, inside the wall. And you can see, like, now that the old town is starting to be occupied by the foreign students who comes to Damascus to study Arabic language, as the Damascene dialect is really more easy and lovely to them.
The students' money has transformed many of the old homes and created business opportunities.
1.5 years ago, I had the first internet cafe, and now you can find 6 or 7 internet cafes in the same street.
So the internet changed this place completely?
Yeah, definitely.
But it also changed Yasser's fortunes, and he sold his successful cafe 2 years ago.
Here's my partner and my friends.
Hi, hello. Abude spends 2 to 4 hours a day webcamming his German wife, Nadine. Hello. They met as students, but Nadine returned to Berlin 7 months ago. And not alone either. Oh, this is the baby! Wow.
Yeah.
Let's talk to her. Hi.
Oh,
Oh my goodness, is that his face?
yeah.
Just weeks away from the baby being due, and this family was still apart. So who's making it difficult? Is it the Germans or the Syrians?
No, I have problem, like the problem was like with the Syrians.
But you won't get to be with her when the baby's born.
No. But I just want to see them.
Yeah, I can see why. Could be you one day, Yasser. And some of these students said their parents were suffering separation anxiety as well.
They're also concerned about me being here because, you know, it's like the common view about the Middle East, especially. Syria is one of the 3 countries of the axis of evil. So.
Does it feel like the axis of evil?
No, besides my flatmate, the rest is cool.
Of 19 million Syrians, 1 million are online, but the government is watching them.
The internet was like a really big step for showing the Syrians what's going on in the world. We never knew what the world thinks about us, about religion, about our politics, about our issues, you know.
One major issue is Syria's president, Assad. He has plenty of critics inside his country, but outside, his allies, Hezbollah and Iran, have made Syria even greater enemies of the US and Israel. Marhaba.
Welcome.
Thank you. These vendors said that didn't stop American tourists being welcome, but some wounds go too deep. So is anyone welcome here? If they come here, are they safe and are they welcome? Even Israeli?
No. Israel, no.
إسرائيلي ممنوع
But Jew, Christian, Americans, all fine.
حتى نحن ما بنستقبله إذا إسرائيلي ما بنستقبله
هذا زلمة حاطين لا أو زلمة نحن
Because they hate us, he say.
Politics and religion have always stood at this country's core, and at the heart of the old town is the ancient Umayyad mosque.
This was a church till the Muslims came to Damascus in the 7th century, and they changed it to a mosque.
We're going in there.
عماد عماد عماد
mostly people come to pray, but you see a lot of women here with their children. Like they come here just to spend some time, have a rest from shopping in the old town. Sometimes they bring food with them.
When the Muslims converted this church, they not only spared the Byzantine art, they restored it.
It's forbidden in Islam to have pictures and something like this, but I think they like it, so they left it here.
It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
I was seeing beauty and art all over this old town, and in every possible way. So does your mother do this at home?
Yeah.
Does she really?
Yeah.
So it not only has to taste good, it has to look good here.
Yeah, it has to look good, yeah.
How are we managing to squeeze through this? Oh my goodness.
This area was like the central place for the Jews living in Damascus. Till 1992, the president gave them permission to immigrate out of the country for who wants. See, this is from the Jew. They left and it's closed. Nobody's living here. And everything is inside. It's like this since at least 14 years. They sold what they could and they just closed and left.
And left behind stunning traditional homes from the Ottoman Empire. The government says it can't afford to restore them, so new investors are. Ah, fantastic! It's absolutely beautiful. I'd love to have a look around. Can we be so bold?
It's your house.
It's your house.
So do whatever you like.
Don't tell me that.
You would be always the most welcome.
If you would show us around, that would be wonderful. So you're a Syrian?
Yes.
You spent a long time abroad as well, haven't you?
Let's say 30 years of my life.
And what's brought you back here?
Because I think things are changing. But I hope I will not be mistaken. So I will see.
You asked me about my favorite room.
This is your
Okay,
favorite
so you will see the best.
What was it like
Before,
before
it was nothing. It was roof collapsing, wall collapsing, no floor.
I understand that the ministry was a bit upset by your colours.
Yes.
They thought your colours were a bit bold.
I mean, it's not usual here. So even we got problem. At one time, they wanted to close the work here to prevent us to go on because the house was red. This Egyptian handmade. This is Egyptian also.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
This Syrian. So we mixed a lot of things together.
A room like this, what will this cost me a night?
It depends. If you are my friend, it's free.
Okay,
If you are my
we're friends. For non-friends, it's $300, not exactly what our crew's accustomed to.
I think I do.
Yeah, no, it looks good for starters. I'd have to try the toilet though.
I understand this is a room that they used, it was the cool room, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a cool room for summertime.
Do you think your friends from France, do you have friends in Cairo, will they come to
Yes.
Damascus?
Yes, of course they will. It's an amazing city. I hope for Syrian that if they open more their country, here it will be another Marrakesh.
Another Marrakesh.
Yes. So this is the second house. We connected with the big one. So here you see a typical small Damascene house. One Turkish bath we have to complete for the guests also.
You've done remarkably well for a year's work, though. I mean, I've seen the photographs of this.
How I can say, we are mad.
What would make me a good friend?
Someone a little bit crazy with a lot of fantasy and a big heart.
I can manage that.
Yes.
I think we're going to be friends.
I think we have to ride this car because this car is for this restaurant.
Really?
Yes. So, معلم نطلع.
That is so
Charged by electric. They bought it from England.
very cute.
Good, we arrived. Just see the restaurant. It's nice. It's an old house, but in a modern way. My friends here.
Thank you for having me. The girls' night out.
So I think
lead the way.
we can have our table, reserve our table here.
Muslim and Christian, these women represent the real, everyday faces of Syrian women. Educated with careers, but only one of them is married because there simply aren't enough men.
For girls, to one man. Muslim way.
Restaurant and also on the street, you can see that. You can see like this table. You have maybe 10 girls, no? with three boys.
So girls' night outs are very common. Supposedly, the single men are leaving Syria for opportunities elsewhere, and if they return, they often do so married. So Syrian women are reluctantly breaking with another tradition, not only marrying much older, but if at all. The marriages in Syria today, are they mainly arranged or are they love marriages?
Arranged marriage.
And how does that come about? Who arranges the marriage?
Friends, neighbors, everybody around you put his hand this. But you, except you. Except you.
But while marriage is the #1 priority here, they're increasingly worried they don't have enough rights as women, let alone as married women.
There are some laws who really have to be changed. We can't fight for that. These laws should be changed.
Yeah. What sort of laws are you talking about?
The honor crimes, no? This is a problem. If you have a brother or a dad, if he kill his daughter for an honor crime,
is protected by law.
Yeah, it's protected by law. Another law that we have, that a woman can't be a witness.
Witness in the court.
Yeah.
And are these things changing?
No, it is not, because it's also related with Islamic rules.
We were not born free, but like Western women, but we are fighting for our freedom.
For our single ladies, their night was ending. I didn't realise it was so late. What, it's about 12:10, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So good Syrian girls have to go home, yeah?
Yeah. Nice card.
But with married Rasha, we found plenty of late nights were being had as well. Well, it's day 2 and we've left the old town of Damascus and we've driven about 20 minutes out, and you've brought me to a Palestinian refugee camp.
Yeah.
Why, Yasser? Why?
Well, I brought you to see this place. It's one of 3 camps, 13,000 Palestinians living here. And you see, it's from the lowest and poorest areas in Damascus.
Jazeera camp houses just a fraction of the 400,000 Palestinian refugees who have fled here since the 1948 Arab-Israeli war.
This black tube you see there.
The wires?
Yeah, the wires. It's not electricity, but it's water. And this is the way how the water goes from house to house.
The UN monitors these camps and the poor struggle to survive on its $10 per month per family. But it is trying to educate the young, with the hope they will one day find jobs and leave the camp.
My name's Zaya.
Your name's Zaya. Do you speak English, Zaya?
Yes.
But many families are scared of their children moving away.
And here's a house of Fatima, and she's Palestinian. She has been born here in the camp, and she was married, but her husband died 2 years ago, and she's her daughter. She was small? Tabarak. Her name is Tabarak, and she's 6 years old. She goes to school, and this is the son, Muhammad, 5 years old.
Does she think her daughter or son will grow up and live in this camp for their lives?
She doesn't want them to leave the camp.
She doesn't want them to
No,
leave?
she doesn't want to leave
Why
the camp.
not?
ليش لا?
يعني إحنا متعودين على
She got used to the camp, and she had never tried the life out of the camp since she was in their age.
Thank you for having us.
شكرا كثير.
In your home. Thank you. Almost everyone here has refused to be resettled. They will leave, they say, if it means going home.
He might be born here, but his land is in Palestine.
Does he think he'll get there?
تعتقد إنه رح ترجع لهني؟
طبعاً أملي هذا.
He's sure that this is his
لا وجود له.
And if somebody has no hope, he's not exist.
As the men went to Friday prayers, we left for Sitsanab, a suburb known for one of the world's most important Shiite mosques and where Iraqis have been fleeing to since the 1991 war. 400,000 Iraqi refugees are in Syria, but they're considered much better off than the Palestinians. More money, education, and passports to come and go as they please.
So I used to stay here for a while before the war, but there was no all these Iraqi cafes as you see.
We met 15-year-old Mortada. He left Baghdad 3 years ago and has had to give up school.
He told me that he get something like $4 per day.
$4 per day.
$4 US per day, and he immediately give it in the night to his father.
So the family needs the money.
Yeah, the family needs the money.
Mortada's customer said he was too sick to work.
عايش عندي هناك أولادي يودون لي مصاري.
بالعراق.
بالعراق.
His children in Iraq send him money.
With Syria's struggling economy, many Iraqis here want the UN to move them to countries where there are more jobs. This Iraqi made it to Australia. So, are you in Surfers Paradise?
Yeah. I love it.
You're doing very well. As we joked about the Gold Coast, a man of far less fortune emerged.
Just a moment.
كم واحد ماتوا بالعراق؟
54 واحد.
54 persons of his family died in Iraq, and this is him in the journal, and this is the only one left from his family.
He said his family home was bombed, and he wanted to show us where he lived now.
She's his daughter, and that's the way she sleeps.
As the war in Iraq continues, more of their countrymen will flee here. All are survivors of war, and some are from the old regime. We found ourselves in a hideaway basement, trying to raid the studio of a heavy metal band.
Police!
In Syria, they call this music satanic. Hey! We may have come to the wrong place.
This is Amir. He is the bass player. This pretty boy here is Muhammad. He is the guitar player. This is Sam, the drummer. He is the cool guy of the band. I am a professional singer, and I'm the mother of these boys. Yeah, he is.
Dimensions play funk, rock and heavy metal, but the most rebellious thing about them isn't their loud Western music. What are your parents?
Well, my parents, they have problems with just the long hair, so you know, because all people got the short hair, so you are the only one. This is the big deal.
Ahmed's hair's short. He's in the army, but that didn't stop his mother giving him grief.
I went home and my mother wanted something classic.
Like Mon Amour or...
And I kept playing and she said, you are hopeless.
Sam's only recently won his parents' approval.
He brought this new drum and he was so happy with it, but he couldn't take it home because of his dad. So he took it to another place that he had to pay. This generation needs support. Actually, they have great things to say that are not evil.
The 48 crew aren't bad either, just terrible show-offs.
Okay. is the people who's from the Syrian Catholic Church in Jaramana, and they are celebrating the Great Friday.
Great Friday.
Great Friday.
Good Friday.
Like Good Friday, whatever.
I like that though.
And yeah, you see all the people, all the Christians, he's like gathered together, and they walk all over the town, holding candles.
For Christians, the candle flame represents the presence of God in their lives, and here they're free to celebrate their faith in this country of mainly Sunni Muslims.
And the Muslims respect these special dates of Christians. They even congratulate them. Like you see, after this speech they're going to have now, they go and visit each other, and even the Muslims as well, they go to the Christians and visit them and like show respect and congratulating them.
So they've got the wreath there, which is a symbol of Jesus, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that part of it, or is that just a
No,
traffic
it's
jam?
not part of it. He's just complaining.
We drove back to the Old Town, where a larger Catholic gathering was also commemorating Good Friday, the most important and sombre day of the Christian year. Their procession symbolises the night Jesus walked the streets before being crucified by the Romans, and the journey of all Christian souls to their God. Most Christians believe that Jesus is the Son of their God, and he rose from death on Easter Sunday, which is marked by great celebration. But for me, perhaps the strongest symbolism was this: side by side, Muslims and Christians openly expressing their religious freedoms. And in this ancient city, that hasn't always been the case. The future of Syria will no doubt see other freedoms pursued by the next generation. The youth here truly want the world to know what their country is all about, and they have more time in which to do it than me. Well, we started in the Old Town. We're finishing our 48 hours in the Old Town. I'm exhausted.
Me
and
too.
it's all your fault.
It was a colorful day. We hope that we have gave like fully picture about Damascus. You think so?
I don't live here. Do you think so?
I think so.
Excellent. We gotta get some sleep. Also sleep deprived, but together, are Abude and Nadine, the proud parents of son Nawar.